Imagine being trapped in the middle of nowhere during a relentless storm, when the only shelter you can see is an abandoned farmhouse, and it's alive with something that shouldn't exist. This story is from a night that 5 friends will never forget, when a simple road trip became a fight for survival against forces that defied explanation. The rain battered the old pickup truck like 1,000 tiny hammers, each drop masking the sound of their nervous breaths. Wipers thudded rhythmically across the windshield, but visibility was nearly zero. Inside, Jake gripped the steering wheel, knuckles white, while Sarah, Lisa, Tom, and Eric sat drenched and tense in the back. They weren't supposed to be here. A fallen tree had blocked the highway, forcing them onto an unfamiliar rural road, dirt slick with water. Their GPS had vanished hours ago. Now, every puddle reflected the blur of gray skies, the headlights barely piercing the storm. "Keep driving straight," Jake said, voice tight, eyes scanning the shifting shadows. "There has to be something ahead. A motel, a diner, anything." Lisa shivered, hugging herself. "Or nothing. This feels like the middle of nowhere. What if we run out of gas?" The tension was suffocating. Thunder rolled across the sky, rattling the truck like distant gunfire. Then through the sheets of rain they saw it. A house. It loomed alone in the open field, 2 stories tall, its frame illuminated by a flash of lightning. The wood was weathered, paint peeling, but it was shelter. "Pull over," Sarah said, eyes wide. "We can wait out the storm there." No one argued. Jake turned the wheel down the muddy path leading to the house. Boots sank into the wet soil as they reached the creaking porch. The air smelled of damp earth and something else. Metallic, sharp, like blood. Inside, the house groaned. Floorboards protested under their weight. Dust coated everything, and the wallpaper hung in shredded strips. But it was dry. That was enough. For now. They decided to wait until morning, but morning never came. At first it was subtle. Faint noises like dragging sounds outside. They thought maybe it was animals. But then came the knocking. Soft, deliberate, against the walls. Lisa froze. What was that? Jake's voice wavered. Probably the wind. Then the scraping began. Nails against wood, windows rattled. And at one window a face pressed against the glass, pale, colorless, eyes milky white, lips curled in a blood-stained grin. Sarah screamed. The face vanished, only to be replaced by dozens more. Every window became a canvas for the grotesque. Figures emerged from the storm-soaked fields, moving unnaturally, dragging torn clothes across rotting flesh. "They're not alive," Sarah whispered, horror-stricken. Panic erupted. Jake shoved a chair under the doorknob. Furniture crashed against the windows. Shouts, tripping, frantic movement. Chaos filled the room. The banging grew louder. Fists pounded. Fingers clawed. The house shuddered beneath their pressure. "We have to go upstairs," Jake shouted. They ran, the stairs creaking ominously beneath them. Upstairs the decay continued. Broken furniture, torn curtains, dust thick in the air. They barricaded themselves in a bedroom, huddling together, hearts hammering. Outside, the storm had stopped, but the nightmare was just beginning. The creatures surrounded the house, groaning, their noises a blend of hunger and rage. Every few minutes the doors shook violently. Fear turned to paranoia. Jake noticed Tom, the quietest, sitting near the window. His sleeve was darkened. "You're bleeding," Jake said. Tom shook his head. "Just a cut." But when the sleeve shifted, the truth revealed itself. A jagged bite, deep and sinister. "No," Sarah whispered. "It's not what you think," Tom shouted. His eyes glazed, skin paling, breath ragged. The transformation was unstoppable. His voice weakened. Then silence. Until his eyes opened. Not human anymore. Tom lunged. Chaos erupted. Furniture smashed. Shouts, screams, blood. It took all of them to shove him back and barricade the door. His growls grew louder, relentless. They had no choice. Escape. Through another room, they found a window to the roof. One by one, they climbed, rain soaking their clothes, roof tiles slick. Below, dozens of creatures waited, eyes hollow, hands reaching. Lisa slipped. A scream tore from her throat. Jake grabbed her arm just in time. The noise drew more attention. The walls shook as creatures slammed harder. "Jump!" Jake yelled. They plunged into the wet grass, pain stabbing every joint, running for their lives. Behind, the farmhouse groaned. The barricades splintered. The dead poured in. Their howls pierced the night. Branches clawed at them, roots tripping their steps. The creatures remained relentless, unyielding. Finally, an old barn at the wood's edge offered sanctuary. They slammed the doors, gasping. Rot and mold filled the space, but for now, safety. Lightning revealed movement. Shadows shifted. Figures emerged. Half-rotted, hollow-eyed, stepping closer. The barn was already full. Screams echoed. The fields swallowed the sound. The farmhouse, silent again, seemed unaware of the horrors it birthed. By morning, the road was empty. No evidence of the friends, no trace of the creatures. Just an emptiness, a weight in the air. A memory of a night when the dead walked.